Alright, welcome back to another video everyone. Today I thought I'd do something a bit different and talk about 10 original Xbox titles I feel you must have in your collection, or at least try if you are the owner of an original Xbox. So without further ado, let's get started. First game we have here is The Suffering. Now this is a very unique horror title. I only found out about this quite a few months ago from a fellow YouTuber, SNEStastic. He did a Let's Play of this and I actually really enjoyed it and liked the look of it. So I went online and purchased this. You can get this for at least $10, basically brand new, and it'll give you about 8 hours worth of gameplay depending on what difficulty you're on, and if you go exploring throughout the game. It's got a very unique story. The setting is pretty freaking awesome. It's a jail with all these demented mutants and ghosts, and it will give you a scare every now and then, depending on what atmosphere you're playing it in. I myself like to play it in a completely dark room just with the television on and volume turned up really loud. So it was a very frightening experience for me in that retrospect. So I would definitely recommend this for horror fans, or if you're interested in third-person shooters. This is absolutely fantastic. I believe this is also available on the PS2, but I see this copy available a lot more so. Next up, a cult classic, Conker Live and Reloaded. Obviously the remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day with its own unique multiplayer. So this is just basically a whole new graphical remake of the original Conker's Bad Fur Day. Looks absolutely spectacular on the original Xbox, as expected. And there's a few, I believe, it's been quite some time since I played Bad Fur Day, so I believe there's a few new little additions into the single player. And there's the new multiplayer they put in, which is obviously now, it's down because Xbox Live isn't up anymore. You can still play it offline, and it is extremely fun with a lot of friends. So I definitely recommend this. And their multiplayer is based around World War II and Future War. So if you're a fan of Conker's Bad Fur Day or something really unique, definitely pick this up. But it is starting to become very pricey on eBay. Jade Empire, an extremely unique RPG from BioWare. If you're into Asian dynasty or culture, or even if you enjoyed the fighting and dialogue style of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, I would recommend this even more. It's also available on the PC and a must-have for RPG fans. Next we have Fable, The Lost Chapters. Personally the best Fable game in the entire series. After this it just went a bit downhill. I still enjoy the other ones, but this is extremely unique. This is obviously just the first Fable game with, as it says in the corner, more quests, more weapons and more choices. And it's good how they added extra like 2 to 3 hours onto this game, onto what is already a remarkable story and world. And once again, if you are an RPG fan, this is a must-have. You must own this. It is also available on the PC. And yeah, nothing much more to say. It is a fantastic game. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. On a lot of people's original Xbox list, this is definitely number one, including my own. It is just one of the greatest role-playing games of all time, in my opinion. If not, I'd say it might even be my most favourite game of all time. The storyline is fantastic. It's Star Wars for one thing. The gameplay is great. The dialogue is well set out, really enjoyable, and it just goes to show that you don't have to follow the movie plotlines all the time with Han Solo and Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi and all that. You can set it far apart from that and you can still achieve something really great. So this is, out of everything I'm going to recommend today, this is a must-have and is starting to rise in value. This is a Classics edition, but I wouldn't trade anything in the world for a normal one because this is my original copy from 2005. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Now, it is the follow-up to the first one, obviously, and it is a fantastic game, absolutely amazing. Yet, it is not on par with the first one, it's just a slightly below, mainly due to it was developed by Obsidian instead of BioWare, and Obsidian is known for its buggy games, and this game can be very buggy at times. The frame rate is extremely bad in this as the game progresses, just depending on what planet you're on and what's happening, and if there's a lot of combat on the screen, as expected. But if you can get this for PC, I would recommend that more so. but this original Xbox version is starting to go up more in price, just like the first game. And the storyline isn't the best, but it's still pretty fantastic considering it's not revolved around the movies or anything like that. So yeah, definitely recommend that one as well, but not as much as the first one. Beyond Good and Evil. Now, this was overlooked by a lot of people across all platforms. No one really cared for it. It didn't get too... Actually, it did get quite a bit of marketing behind it, but I guess it just wasn't enough to sell it. I did only pick this up maybe 2 years ago when I first heard of it. Clearly a very long time after it was released, so that just goes to show. And the storyline behind this game is pretty freaking amazing. It just goes to show you don't need blood and gore and all these different unique weapons to get the most out of your game. It can just be a unique experience with a pretty trippy storyline and an awesome female protagonist. So definitely recommend this. You can also pick it up on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube, but obviously for hardware specs you want to go with the original Xbox version. Black. Now, I have said my piece on this game plenty of times in the past, but I'll say it once again. One of the greatest first-person shooters in existence. One of the last titles released for the original Xbox, and I'm not sure what the name of the studio. Criterion. Yes, that's it. Criterion definitely pushed the limits of the original Xbox to produce this game, and as they said when they were in development of making it, they said they wanted to produce gun porn, and gun porn is what they made. Definitely recommend this. It looks absolutely fantastic, and the audio in this game will literally blow you away. No pun intended. Star Wars Republic Commando, only released for the original Xbox, I believe. I believe it could possibly be the PC as well. I forget. But once again, if you're a massive Star Wars fan, this is a no-brainer. It's a unique first-person shooter. You play as Delta Squad. I forget the name of the characters already, but you play as the leader of Delta Squad, and you lead your 3 other teammates through battle. You travel across the universe to a number of different locations, from the Wookiee world of Kashyyyk to a haunted Republic ship, so it obviously can't get much better than that. And yeah, once again, as I said, it is a no-brainer. Definitely pick it up. That is also starting to rise in value. And finally, we have Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse. Another game which I've also said my piece on, but I must encourage you to get this game. It's really unique. I believe it was one of the very last original Xbox games ever made. I was lucky to get this copy for $5 off a friend who didn't want it anymore. I heard nothing about it, and only until about a year ago did I find out it was actually quite a sought after game and quite rare. So get on that while you can. If you can find it cheap, just get it, because you will not be disappointed. Graphically it looks freaking amazing, and the storyline is pretty stupid, and the humour is pretty stupid as well, but it's all for laughs, so definitely worth your money. Get it while you can before it becomes overpriced. So there we are, guys. That's my original Xbox top 10 games you should not miss out on. They're all fantastic games. Of course, there are plenty more that I could have selected, but just for today I thought I'd go with these 10. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.